What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Marisha LaShay, and welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Show, Marisha LaShay. I am Marisha LaShay, the host of this amazing show. And first and foremost, give an honor to God who's ahead of my life. Second, just jumping right on in to tell you guys that I had always set two goals for this particular show. First one is to expand into different countries. And we have been doing that over the course of 4 years. And we currently have 25 countries that we have locked down. Second goal was to make sure that we are expanding our listening base as well. And we have over 1,600 listeners across all platforms that we are currently on. So, y'all, with that being said, I just want to give honor to God first and foremost, but also just for God leading you all my way, being able to discover me, being able to search me up. I appreciate you guys so much. It's just a blessing. And I wouldn't be here today without God, but also my father being able to be my soundboard for this idea because it started off as an idea. I didn't have any training. This was just trial and error, a thought that turned into something amazing. So, Dad, shout out to you for just being my soundboard, but also the one that pushed me into the actual doing, right? Execution of this breakfast show happening 4 times out of the year. I was like, well, Dad, do I need to do this every day? No, that's a bit extreme. Let's go 4 times out of the year in the months that have 30 days exclusive. Okay, cool. Those are the months of April, June, September, and November. This upcoming November, though, we'll be celebrating 5 years, 5 years because we started in 2020 and that was during COVID. So this was definitely a perfect opportunity to be able to capitalize on the idea of people just being home so they need something to listen to. But more so, today is day 15 of the breakfast show with Marisha LaShay. The show will be in effect for the next 15 days. So with that being said, as I was stating, just being able to utilize during that time those people that was home and something to listen to. Podcasting has definitely been an outlet for me as well as others and being able to use my voice for something positive, you know. And I'm just truly thankful for the opportunity because again, do I work a full-time job? Yes. Am I a mom? Yes. Do I have things to do? Yes, but you can get it done. Anything that you put your mind to, you could definitely get this done. And do I have an ebook? Yes. Have I been promoting my ebook? No. You know what I'm saying? So again, just being able to go back and just, did you get this process documented? Yes. Do you have a platform that you use? Yes. Yes to all the different questions that may come about for those who are tuning in. How does she do it? What does she do? How does she come up with the content? Blah, 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 blah. One day I'm gonna just have to sit up here and just really talk about it. But I digress. Let's go ahead and jump into our mental check-in, which of course is the check-in of how we're feeling at the start of our day on a scale from 1 to 10. How are you feeling? And that's rated from a 1 to 10, one being the worst day of your life, 10 being the best day of your life. And for me, today, I'm definitely feeling a strong 9. This productivity is just rolling. It's a lot that's getting done this morning. I've just been very, very productive. And I just can't complain. I can't complain about what is and what's not. So, with that being said, you guys, please drop those numbers on whatever platform that you are on. If you're on YouTube, just comment. If you're on Facebook, just comment. If you are any other platform other than those two, totally fine. Just find that comment section so you guys could drop how you're feeling. With that being said, I want to go ahead and move into the question of today. The question for today is, what is a license? What is a license? A license is a legal permission or authorization, often documented, that grants the holder the right to do something that will otherwise be prohibited from doing. This can range from operating a business to driving a vehicle or even using someone else's intellectual property. Here's a more detailed breakdown. With the license being a formal permission granted by a competent authority such as a government or organization, to engage in a specific activity. It often requires fulfilling certain conditions like paying a fee or passing a test. It could be a document, it could be a tag, or any form of evidence that proves the permission is granted. Common examples of licenses includes driver's licenses. We go down to the DMV, we take a written exam, we do the eye exam, and we do the actual driving exam. You know what I'm saying? To be able to operate a vehicle. And then for some of us who want to go a step further, we get a motorcycle license. Some of us even take it a little step further to have a career, and we get a CDL license, Class A, Class B, Class C, along with a couple certifications, but that's another topic for another day. I know a friend, to have his CDLs and, just watching him go through the process was really just admirable. Meanwhile, when we talk about business license, okay, this permits a business to operate with a specific jurisdiction according to those regulations in those certain parts of the states or the world, wherever that they are having their business. Professional license allows individuals to practice certain professions such as medicine, law, or even teaching. And then when we talk about the intellectual property license, you may be licensing for an organization to use, something that you create, such as an ebook or a curriculum for schools or just organizations to train their employees or something. You're granting permission for someone else copyrighted work, trademark, or patent. Okay. The key aspects of licenses, the purpose is to regulate activities that might otherwise be unregulated or illegal. Conditions, as we already talked about, there are fees, there are testing requirements, and there are other stipulations that may be included. It might be a certain time that you got to renew that particular license. I know for liquor licenses, those have to be renewed. Your cosmetology license, like if you do hair, they got to be renewed. Pharmacy technician license has to be renewed. These are just a few examples of licenses that people hold or that they actually have. Um, and then we talk about revocability. Some licenses can be revoked if the holder violates the terms or conditions. In essence, the license acts as a legal permission slip allowing individuals or businesses to engage in these certain activities that will otherwise be prohibited and regulated as stated before. And I know that I keep saying that because, honey, we need to be able to actually understand and know why licenses are being used and what happens. You know what I'm saying? What are the benefits of having these licenses? I know if you're practicing medicine, you're helping people on a day to day basis. If you are a dentist, you're licensed. You don't want to get into it with the law or have any incidents that's going to have you in a situation where you cannot use your license or you up here giving alcohol to an underage person. You can lose your license for that. You know what I'm saying? So people who hold licenses, that's near and dear to their heart because they work very hard to get that license. They pay money or fees to have that license. So they don't have time to be playing around or, falling short of the glory with their decisions. There is a certain authority and accountability that comes with you holding your licenses. There's even a license to carry. So if you need to go out and get a gun, a conceal and carry license, all of the reasons why they have different licenses are for different reasons. But also, I think that licenses also serve as a form of accountability to keep everybody in line with how they're using their licenses. Teachers, they could lose their license if they hit a child or if they get into an altercation that, results in them losing their licenses. We have to be mindful of our decisions. We have to be mindful of our actions, of course, with accountability of us having it because they are trusting us to do what we're going to do with our licenses. Same thing as a pharmacy technician or pharmacist. Do you think that the pharmacist should be stealing drugs? Do you think that the pharmacist can be just giving out family members drugs at a discounted rate? Do you think that the pharmacist could be taking the drugs and then reselling them? These are all the different things that come across your mind when you get these particular licenses. Should you be out here driving without a license just because you need to get to from point A to point B or you didn't have a choice? You're gonna have to get in front of the law and you could lose your license. Same thing with food services. These different restaurants, they have their license to be able to handle food and to service food. We all need licenses as a way to hold us accountable for what we are doing, but also being able to know that we are, professionals because you have a license. So, y'all, with that being said, please go get your license to do anything that you're supposed to have a license for. Don't be out here doing the wrong thing, and make sure that you guys, you know, are aware from state to state what the license requirements are because they can vary. So, you guys, with that being said, I just want to come on here and talk about what a license is, what's the purpose of a license, and to provide a few examples of how to utilize a license based on profession, based on allowing others to use your professional property. Um, you know, a professional license, a business license, a driver's license. So, y'all, with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. I love you guys. And yes, that is all for me today.